In this video, you'll learn how to turn a regular layer into a 3D layer in After Effects so you can start moving and rotating it in real 3D space. We'll go step by step and I'll explain what each part means so it actually makes sense while you work. First, make sure you're looking at the timeline panel. This is the area at the bottom of the After Effects interface where all your layers are listed. Each row there is a separate layer in your composition, like a piece of text, a solid, a shape layer, or a video clip. Take a moment to locate the specific layer you want to make 3D. It might help to rename your layers clearly before you start so you can find them quickly, especially in complex projects. Once you've found the layer you want to work with, look along that layer's row for the 3D layer switch. This is represented by a small cube icon. It's usually grouped with other switches like visibility and motion blur. If your timeline is narrow or you have a lot of columns, it might be a little compressed, so don't worry if you don't spot it right away. If you don't see that little cube icon anywhere in the timeline, you'll need to reveal it by changing the view of your layer switches. At the very bottom of the timeline panel, there's a button labeled Toggle Switches/Modes. Click that button once. This button simply flips the timeline between two different views, one that shows blending modes and track mats, and another that shows layer switches like 3D, motion blur, and adjustment layers. After clicking Toggle Switches/Modes, look back at your layer. You should now see the cube icon available in the switches area for each layer. Now, to actually make the layer 3D, click directly on the cube icon for that specific layer. When the cube becomes highlighted, the layer is now a 3D layer. This means After Effects treats it as if it exists in three-dimensional space, instead of just on a flat two-dimensional plane. As soon as you enable 3D on that layer, you'll notice some extra transform properties appear in the layer's settings. If the layer is collapsed, twirl open the little arrow next to the layer name, then open the transform section. You'll now see X, Y, and Z position, along with X, Y, and Z rotation. You may also see a section labeled Material Options. These only appear because the layer is now 3D. The X, Y, and Z position values control where the layer is located in space. X moves it left and right, Y moves it up and down, and Z moves it closer to or farther from the camera, which creates a sense of depth. The X, Y, and Z rotation values let you tilt and spin the layer around each of those axes. For example, rotating on X will flip it forward or backward, rotating on Y will spin it left and right, and rotating on Z will spin it as if you were turning a wheel. You can now move and rotate this layer in 3D space using those properties. Try dragging the numbers or entering values manually to see how the layer behaves. If you're using a camera layer in your composition, the 3D layer will interact with it, giving you parallax and depth. Material options become important when you start adding lights because they control how the layer responds to those lights, including things like shadows and reflections. From here, you can animate any of these 3D properties over time with keyframes, just like you would with regular 2D transforms. The main difference is that you now have full control in 3 dimensions, which opens up many creative possibilities for your motion graphics and visual effects.